Good morning from the Sunshine State. Broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fishing in Florida Show. Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. on the WCET FM network. And now, here's your host, Riscala.
Good morning. It is the Fishing in Florida Show. I am your host, Riscala. We are coming to you live from Palm Beach County, South Florida. This morning I have Angelia Swanson with me. She is the Florida Salty Cowgirl. I have noise going on in the background here. I'm sorry. She's the Florida Salty Cowgirl. She's going to be joining me today for co-hosting the show. Good morning, Miss Angelia, and thank you so much for doing what you're doing.
Good morning, Riscala, and good morning to all of our listeners, and I couldn't be happier to be here.
Angelia is down there in the Keys. We'll hear a little bit more about what's going on down in the Keys in just a minute, but I wanted to make sure we give out our thanks to all the different affiliates that are carrying the show for us. WCET, our home network, 101.7 Columbia Talk Radio. Thank you, WCET. HighPoint Radio, 1690 AM out of New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. Thank you, HighPoint Radio. Greatly appreciate it. KYAH, 540 AM out of Utah's Talk Authority. Thank you, KYAH. And our latest and newest, and we are so grateful, Yacht Rock Miami, yachtrockmiami.com. Smooth grooves all day long, all night strong. Thank you, Yacht Rock Miami, our latest affiliate. As we continue to grow and our expansion with the amount of people listening continues to grow, we are ever so grateful for each of you who spread the word. If you would go on Facebook, you'll find us on Facebook, Fishing in Florida Show. Give us a like. It makes us relevant in the searches. And you can listen to us on Facebook, believe it or not. If you go to Facebook and click on Contact Us, you can listen to us there. You can listen to us on any of the stations that I just mentioned. Yacht Rock Miami is a tune-in station, so if you have the TuneIn app, you can go to tune to Yacht Rock Miami, and you'll find us there as well. Some of the other stations are terrestrial, so you'll have to tune in. You'll have to be in the area. And a good morning to all of you out there. It is a beautiful morning here in Palm Beach County. Now, Angelia is down there in Isla Mirada, and from what I see on the radar, it looks like it's pretty clear all the way around. What does it look like down there?
It is beautiful this morning. We got a couple of rainy days, and this morning it looks like the sun's coming up and the sky is clear and the seas are calm, and it looks like a gorgeous day in the Keys. And
according to the radar, there's literally nothing coming up on the radar. So if there's anything out there, it's got to be minuscule. The beach report this morning, they are claiming that the beach is going to be mostly calm and glassy. It's going to be one of those days where you go to the beach and the waves just barely lap on the shore. It's going to be somewhere around in the 70s today for a high. The marine forecast, we're talking about northwest winds 10 to 15 knots. This is in our area here in the Palm Beach County area. Northwest winds 10 to 15 knots along the coast. And we have occasional gusts to 25, but the seas will be 2 to 3 feet along the coast and 5 to 7 out in the ocean in the Gulf Stream. So it's going to be a nice day all the way around, whether you're out there to enjoy the beach or whether you're out there to enjoy what I love, and that's fishing. It's going to be a great day for that. And again, thank you. Angelia, did you do any fishing this last week?
Absolutely. I did.
That's a loaded question.
Yeah, and I've been spending quite a lot of time at your favorite place, like I say, out by Alligator Reef.
Oh, I missed that place.
Because of that that little bit of northeastern cold front that we came in, our seas were fantastic. In fact, probably too nice at some point, too glassy. But everybody kind of knows who fishes down here that when we get a little cold front that comes through from the northeast, our snapper bite just sort of shuts down. So the offshore fishing was fantastic. But up on the reef, we had a little bit of a hard time. We still did pretty good. We still caught a monster mutton snapper. Some kingfish came in, a few yellowtail. The lane snappers are biting like crazy. The vermilion snappers are biting like crazy. Wow. But yeah, it was a little bit tough snapper fishing this week on the Atlantic side. But all the fishing as a whole, as long as our weather's been holding up, everybody's been just doing fantastic. Like I told you last week, the backcountry bite is still on. People are coming from all over right now to come in and catch the bonefish that are on fire, and in numbers that are just unprecedented, which is really nice to hear. And the sailfish tournaments are starting, and the sailfish are just biting like crazy.
Wow.
It's a beautiful sight to be out on the reef and see all these sport fisher boats lined up along the reef with all their kites out. It's just really nice and pretty. And I do just say we were out in 6 to 8 foot seas for a couple weeks ago, and it was really, really rough. And I'd look around, and there'd be not another boat on the water. I knew we were the only crazy ones. But this last week, you'd look around, and you could literally just see hundreds and hundreds of boats around.
Wow.
And like I said, all the kite fishers up on the reef. It was really, really beautiful. Sailfish jumping. People with mahi on the back of their lines, just watching them dancing in. It was just a really nice week out on the water.
You know, you said something that kind of caught my ear. You said it was almost too nice. What did you mean by that?
You know, in my personal experience, and this is throughout many, many years of fishing, decades, when the wind's just non-existent and all of your flags are just hanging flat around the islands, and the water is literally glassy calm. It looks like you could walk across it out there.
Yeah, I've seen that.
The fish bite will just shut down. The fish sort of like that action. They want the current. They need the current. The current pushes the bait fish around. Of course, we know the bigger fish chase the bait fish. And when there's no current, Riscal, we had chum bags out that the chum just wasn't even moving. I walked around a boat and sprinkled oats all around the boat trying to yellowtail. As everybody knows, that's a common practice. But 5 minutes later, I walk around the boat, and the chum's the oats are just sort of slowly settling to the bottom. They're not moving at all.
Wow. Now, that's really... I don't know. I can't remember very many times I've seen that. Where it's just so still.
It makes snapper fishing really hard.
and you
makes all fishing really hard.
You had said about a mutton snapper. From what I remember, it's not really a snapper, is it? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Mutton snapper is not really in the snapper family. It's something else?
Well, then you have more knowledge than me on it, because I always just thought it was a snapper. It looks like a snapper.
I may be wrong.
Like a snapper. It's got scales like a snapper. I'd have to look it up.
I may be wrong about that, but somewhere in the back of my mind I remember something like that. So while you went out there and it wasn't so glassy and so pretty, pretty to be in, but not pretty to fish in. From what I understand, the snapper bite is happening quite a bit. What are you using for bait? Are you luring or are you natural bait? What are you doing?
We're doing lots of different things on the reef, doing some bottom fishing, which is real productive for your lane snappers, your vermilion snappers, your grunts, your grouper, that, of course, like I said, are going to come in now since season has closed. But then we're also yellowtailing off the back, running some flat lines that some kingfish are being caught on and things like that. Chumming up the water really hard, trying to get the fish to come in, which usually works real well. Some of the guys will use squid for some of the bottom rigs. We'll use ballyhoo for a lot of your yellowtailing, little tiny strips. Once you catch a few bait fish, a few blue runners or a bonita or something like that, then you can start hacking that up for bait. The blue runner bait, if you fillet those out a little bit, makes for fantastic bait for fishing on the reef. So we just kind of try a little bit of everything. But those bigger snapper are usually caught with like a live ballyhoo at the bottom. A traditional 3 or 4 foot leader from an 8-ounce lead or heavier. And then you have a live ballyhoo running at the end of that. You drop it down to the bottom on the reef, and that's where you're going to catch a really big snapper.
Yeah, I see Robert's on. I'll be right with you, Robert. I want to ask her one more question. When you're doing this for the snapper, are you jigging? Are you bringing it up and down, or just leaving it down there?
No, not really at all. You just need that lead on the bottom. Keep that bait fish on the bottom, because that's where your bigger snapper up in the rocks and all, up in the reef rocks.
Okay.
So no, not really at all. You can pretty much stand there with a rod in your hand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I have Robert with the Florida Fisherman magazine on with me this morning. Good morning, Robert. I'll let Angelia say good morning to you as well.
Good morning,
Good
Robert.
morning, everyone.
How are you?
Good morning, Angelia.
Nice to talk to you always.
Yes. How's things in the Keys?
Wonderful today, finally.
Gorgeous
after 2
day
days
down
of
there.
rain.
Yeah, I know.
So, Robert, have you been fishing?
I have not. I've been working on the magazine. Be out next week.
www.flfishmag.com. You can find it there. It's a digital magazine. What I like about the magazine is not only does it have stories and pictures, but because it's digital, it can have videos on there, and they've got videos of a lot of cool stuff, a lot of neat stories there on the magazine. Go by and take a look. You'll see he puts in a tremendous amount of work. www.flfishmag.com. Well, thank you, Robert.
One of our friends, Carolyn Stash, from one of our friends, Carolyn Stash, has a great article in there, and we've got some video from the billfish tournament that she and the Atlas Fish Trax, or the Atlas Trax fishing team attended.
Well, I will have
there's some great videos in there, and it's a great one of her backing down on a big sailfish.
Is that the one where she gets splashed with as her backing down?
She just gets soaked.
Well, I will have her on later today. She'll be my last guest today, so we'll make sure we tease her about that as well. Go ahead.
Robert, is that one of the tournaments this last week?
No, that's a tournament that she and the Atlas Trax fishing team fished. I think it was about
a couple of weeks
ago now.
Yeah, it was a while back. Yeah, they had a great time out there. They did the first day they fished. They put the guys to shame, but the second day when everything counted, they ended up coming in fourth or fifth, I think it was. But all in all, it was the first time for them having to do everything. She explained that prior to that, they would have a crew and somebody would bait or help them here and there. They had to do it all. And it was the first time for them as a team, and they did quite well. This is a cancer survivor team, very inspirational, very giving people hope that God forbid you get this. It's not the end of your life. My mom had it. It was a very sad time for her, and back then there wasn't a lot of support groups like there are today. And so I'm grateful for them for what they do. They stand up and they go, hey, you know what, you may have had cancer, but your life is not over. There's a whole lot to go, and they're living proof of it. So I'm grateful for them.
Yeah, my mother had breast cancer twice, died at 92.
Lord have mercy.
So yeah, that's Carolyn and I talked about that for a while too. But
wow.
Yeah, it's not a death sentence.
So yeah, just it's an inspiration to let people know that it's not the end of the world. I know it feels like it because I've been there 2 times myself, and it feels like it, especially when they first tell you. It's not the best thing you want to hear. So, Robert, what's going on with regards to any of the tournaments? I know it's the sailfish season. We got more sailfish tournaments going on.
Actually, those are about over. We're returning to normality now. The sailfish season is about to end. But
that's an oxymoron. Normality and fishing.
Such thing as normal, but no, the normal tournaments will start picking up here in probably March. There'll be mahi tournaments and kingfish tournaments and grouper tournaments, and May 1st is grouper season open, so that'll be back up again. But mahi season is almost year round now in Florida. So
isn't that amazing? I used to, many years ago, I couldn't wait for May and June and July, and as we got into the summertime, looking for the dolphin out there. And now, I think as little as a couple of weeks ago, Angelia pulled one up, right? Just a couple of weeks ago?
Look, every time that I've been trolling since
they're still pulling them up. So
in my summer, yeah, we're pulling them up, and I've been catching even doubles, and they're decent size.
Oh my goodness!
And like I was saying, just this last week, I was out on Alligator Reef fishing, and you could clearly see a guy off the back of a sport fisher with a mahi on the end of the line,
wow,
dancing, fighting, and having a good old time. So the mahi are absolutely 100% definitely still here.
And there's a lot of wahoo out there right now. So.
A lot of wahoo out there right now. The wahoo are coming in like crazy. I stopped by a friend's house the other day. They had went out that morning for a nice little morning troll, and they had 3 laying on the dock. So yeah,
my goodness,
coming in nice, real nice.
Well, if any of this sounds enticing, to any of you on the other side of the microphone, we can make arrangements. The young lady that is co-hosting with me today, she is not only is she a guide, she is a professional captain, and she's got just a little bit of experience. Just a little bit. So she's easy to reach, a Florida Salty Cowgirl, and we'll give out her number here in a little while as well. So if you're looking for a guide or if you're looking for someone to help you out, the Florida Salty Cowgirl can do that for you. Robert? The magazine is due out when? Next week?
Should be out by Wednesday or Thursday next week. Again, it's at www.flfishmag.com, and we run an ad 2 or 3 times a month for people to send stuff in. If they want to send anything in, they just send it to pages at flfishmag.com. And speaking of the Keys, Angelia, one of our people, Heather Smith, will be down there in Marathon the next week with a guy filming a video he makes portable outriggers.
Huh.
Oh, interesting.
Portable outriggers.
Yeah, they'll pack up into a suitcase, and they'll fit in any rod holder that has an angle. So.
Wow.
Really?
How cool is that?
You perked my interest, Robert.
That was one of the things that used to tick me off. My outriggers, they would get into everything. Lord, that's cool.
Yeah. So we'll see what that's all about.
Wow. Yeah,
so
so
magazine, not this month, but the following month. So.
Yeah, I'm a gigantic outrigger fan, and I see some of these smaller contenders and intrepid little, 20-something footers that don't have outriggers. I think that's an awesome alternative to having traditional outriggers. So I'd love to check them out.
Wow.
Well, it'll be there, and we'll get the story out as soon as we can. But she'll be down there filming the video with them next week. So
cool.
That is fantastic.
Well, one of the other people that is on the magazine is Stephanie Lynn. I'll have her on right after this next break, and I wanted her to share with the listeners. This is a very inspirational young lady. She goes out, she teaches people how to free dive. She free dives in the ocean. I'm not talking about like 500 yards from shore. I'm talking about out in the deep blue. Not only does she free dive out there, but she'll spearfish while she. I'm telling you, this young lady has got some real. She's brave. I wouldn't even jump in the ocean, let alone spear dive, and have a fish on the end of the spear.
Well, the fact she can dive over 100 feet is.
That is amazing. Some of the pictures that she's turned in. There's one that comes to mind where she's now, mind you, she doesn't have any scuba gear on. She's just got a mask and fins and a snorkel. And she's reaching out and touching this, what is it, a tiger shark? It's one of the sharks, I'm not sure, but she's almost like petting the shark.
It's about a 12-foot tiger shark in that one picture.
And it looks like she's petting the shark. It is the most amazing thing in the world. And if you think that would rock your world, there's another picture of her. She's in freshwater this time with a huge alligator. I mean, a huge alligator. The thing. How big was the alligator, Robert? 10 feet?
Oh, yeah, and there's another one of her playing a piano. So yeah,
so it's just amazing. But a very inspirational.
She does articles for us a lot of the time, and she's a great lady, and we wish her the best always. She does great stuff everywhere she goes. They feed the community that they're staying.
I was getting ready to mention that's one of the other things she does. She gives back. She'll go to a community visiting to dive or spearfish or whatever, and she shares with the local community. So it's
they do.
It's an inspiring young lady.
Group of people.
Yeah, and especially for her age. I'm glad to see that people in that generation are waking up to giving back and doing so much positive things and being an inspiration for others, an example, a positive example for other people. That's great.
It is indeed.
All right, Robert, I'm getting ready to take a break. Anything you want to share with us before we go? We got about a minute here.
Not a thing, guys. I'll get the magazine out next week, and I hope everybody has a great week. It's a little cold out this morning, but if there's a cold front here, that means that it'll start to warm up, and the fishing will be action. There will be action as soon as it goes for that, so.
Yay!
Looking forward to that action.
Yay! All right, my friend. Thank you so much for taking time to share with us this morning and calling in. I'll be looking forward to having you back on. Wish you an awesome day. By the way, while I'm thinking about it, are you going to the park?
We are. We'll be there probably about 10 o'clock. Wait for it to warm up a little bit.
Cool.
It's riding a bike in 50 degrees. It's all fun.
Hey, Robert, it's always a pleasure to talk to you.
You too. You guys have a great day.
All right, guys. Here we go.
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show with your host, Scala Stevens. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Thinking of moving? Before you do anything else, call Diane Whittick. She provides a concierge service. Things like having your home or condo packed and shipped, even take care of your home repairs or upgrades. Diane has the expertise to get it done. As a seller, you will have constant contact. She will furnish you with bids on any services that might need completion: air conditioning, plumbing, handyman, and even cleaning. Living up north and have a home to sell here in South Florida? Just give her the keys, address, and a signature. Your payment will be wired when the property is sold. That's right, Diane does it all. Thinking of buying? Diane has great listening skills. Tell her what you want, give her your budget, and like a genie, she will make your real estate wish come true. There's no regrets when you choose Diane Whittick. To reach Diane, call 561-247-5478. That's 561-247-5478.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Laser Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
Want to give your pet the celebrity treatment? Have you heard of Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care in Royal Palm Beach? They're located just off State Road 7 and have been servicing the area for 14 years. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care is the home of the Blueberry Facial, also specializing in tartar removal with 8 years of assisting in dental procedures. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care? They're more than just about dogs. They are the only experienced cat groomer in the area. They also cater to all breeds and sizes and open 6 days a week. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care, located just north of the Super Walmart in Royal Palm Beach. You can find them at 250 Business Parkway. They specialize in shampoos with no extra charge. Flea and tick dips also available. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. You can give them a call at 561-793-9992. They also provide gift certificates for those looking for that special present. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. 561-793-9992. They're located in Royal Palm Beach. That number, 561-793-9992. Call for your appointment today. 561-793-9992. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care, where your pet gets celebrity treatment.
Being a dad is an adventure full of special moments.
A cruise?
Surprise! Unexpected moments.
I got this.
And even awkward moments.
Okay, Dad, thank you.
But every moment you spend with your kids, even the smallest moments, can make the biggest impact on your child's life. So take a moment to be a dad today.
Do you have an unusual pet? Did you know that the Rainforest Clinic in Loxahatchee specializes in exotic pets? They see pets that other vets don't. Parrots and chickens, ducks, geese, turtles, snakes, goats, pigs, lizards, and even monkeys. Are you a beekeeper? Dr. Clubb, the first of her kind in the area? Yes, she takes care of bees as well. Dr. Susan Clubb has decades of experience and known around the world for her reputation as a premier avian vet. Located at 3319 E Road in Loxahatchee, just a short distance north of Okeechobee Road, you will find a modern clinic with in-house labs, which allow you to get your test answers quickly. You can find them online at www.susanclubb.com. That's www.susanclubb.com. Or you can reach her at 561-795-4878. It's Dr. Susan Clubb. That's 561-795-4878. The Rainforest Clinic located in Loxahatchee. 561-795-4878.
Good morning from the Sunshine State. Broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fishing in Florida Show. Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. on the WCET FM network. And now, here's your host, Riscala.
All right, we are back. It is the Fishing in Florida show. Good morning to you, and thank you so much for taking time to join in. A big thank you to our affiliates, our home network, which is WCET FM 101.7 out of Columbia. A big thank you to you, WCET, HighPoint Radio, 1690 AM out of New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania. Thank you, HighPoint Radio. KYAH out of Utah's Talk Authority, 540 AM. Thank you, KYAH. Greatly appreciate it. And our newest affiliate, which we are so grateful for because they are really local here. They're down in Miami. It's called YACHTRockMiami.com. Smooth grooves all day long, all night strong. I was listening to their station the other night. They really have some nice music on there. YACHTRockMiami.com. And they also happen to be a tune-in station. So if you have the tune-in app, all you have to do is go to YACHTRockMiami.com, and there we are, every Sunday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. Thank you to all of our affiliates. We greatly appreciate it. Couldn't do it without you guys. This morning I have Angelia, excuse me, I have Angelia Swanson with me. She is the Florida Salty Cowgirl. Swallowed and went down the wrong way. She's the Florida Salty Cowgirl. She's down there in the Keys, and she's co-hosting with me this morning, and I am so grateful for you. Thank you so much, Miss Angelia.
Grateful to be here always, Rascala. My pleasure.
And that young lady that I was speaking about just a few moments ago, she is on the air with us now. Her name is Stephanie Lynn, an inspiring, a very amazing young lady who does quite a few inspiring and very amazing things. Good morning, Stephanie.
Good morning. How are you?
Go ahead, Angelia.
Good morning. I was just checking out your Facebook feed, and it's phenomenal. Good for you.
Oh, thank you, Angelia. I appreciate it.
So if you're not familiar with Stephanie, go on Facebook, and I have just a couple of pictures on the Fishing in Florida show of her, but she has her own whole group of pictures, and I promise you, you will not be let down. They are absolutely amazing. Where she gets the wherewithal to do what she does, it is very clear and very evident. This is a very, very special being, especially somebody who can pet a shark and be in the water with an alligator, for God's sake. My goodness.
You know what I was really impressed with, Stephanie, is I got the amazing opportunity to be up in Alaska over the summer, and I got to see the orcas in the water, and I got to experience viewing them with their calves and everything, and from the surface. But your diving with orcas thing, I was like, wow, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I have to say that was the pinnacle underwater experience that I've had so far. It was the 5th time I had ever seen snow, and decided to jump into 40-degree water in a wetsuit and swim face-to-face with orcas. And it was a very, very emotional and extreme and amazing experience, and I've already decided to go back next year. I got completely hooked on it.
Wow.
Well, I thought it was a complete religious experience seeing them from on top of the water. So I can't imagine being in the water with them. That would be amazing.
I know.
So I'm envious of you, Stephanie.
I'm a chicken. I'd be walking on water. I know they're not supposed to eat people, but I'd be walking, especially if one of them opened their mouth. See you, bye. We're out of here.
It's an extremely different animal compared to a shark. I don't know if it's the fact that we're both mammals or just the level of intelligence, or the just pure size of them. But basically what we're doing is we sit on the back of the swim platform on a boat. And the boat driver lines you up in the direction that the orca pod is swimming, and you can see their dorsal fins all kind of coming closer, and their dorsal fins can be up to 6 feet tall, and you feel very small at that moment. And when they're about 20 feet away, the boat driver says, dive, dive, dive. You jump in, and they surround you. They swim past you and kind of look at you first. And then the best feeling ever is when they make the decision to come back around and interact with you. And they'll do a pass by, and then a couple of them will kind of break off and come back around and swim around you, swim face to face with you. And it's very humbling and very overwhelming.
Did you have an opportunity to make eye contact with any of them?
Yes, there's 2 situations where I had orcas actually come, almost play chicken with me, face to face, swim straight in, and then at the last moment kind of veer off, and in a very slow, calm, relaxed manner, just kind of make eye contact. And it was a moment of mutual respect and understanding. It's really, every time I came to the boat, I just said there are no words. Like, there was no way for me to verbally describe the experience. Like Angelina said, when I saw them from the surface, it brought tears to my eyes. It was very religious and very spiritual in that moment.
Wow.
So all I can tell people is it's something to add to the bucket list. It's something everybody should experience. There has been no aggressive attacks of orcas in the wild on humans. So in terms of safety, the most dangerous part of it is the temperatures that you're experiencing.
Yeah, I was kind of going to allude to that. The next thing is Angelia was up there, and she knows that if you, God forbid, you fall in that water without protective gear, you don't have long to go before it takes over. So what did it feel like with the wetsuit on and being in that cold water? Could you still feel the cold?
Yes. When you're in the water with them, you completely forget about the temperature. You're not cold at all. And our bodies, we had 7mm bottom wetsuits and 9mm tops that fit really well, and we were very comfortable. The first 2 days, we had gloves that were allowing water to come in. So within about 10-15 minutes, your hands are to a dangerous level of cold. So we kept having to get out, put hot water on them, warm them up, bring the blood back in, and then jump back in. But then once we got proper gloves, we got 3-finger gloves, 9mm 3-finger gloves, and we actually put hot water in them and then duct tape them around the wrist to keep them in. We could go for hours in the water with no problem with the cold. Your body really does acclimate well, and it's not an uncomfortable feeling at all. I was just in the North Florida Springs doing a photo shoot, and I was wearing a spring suit in the 72-degree water, and that was way colder and way more uncomfortable than actually being in Norway in the freezing temperatures.
Wow.
You know, funny, Rascala, because I was going to interject as well, and I was going to tell you, Stephanie, that the 40-degree water scares me way more than coming face-to-face with the orcas.
I think it does most people, honestly. I think that's the scariest part for most people.
Yeah, the cold water just scares the heck out of me. I was so terrified of that 50-degree water, and now you're talking about 40-degree in Norway. That's insane.
Wow.
Yeah, and then the hard part is not necessarily in the water. That wasn't where it was the issue. It's when you got out and it was 30 degrees in the air, and so everything on your body is freezing. That's wet. So that's really the issue, is the in-between time, not necessarily even being in the water. It's just getting out and being on the boat. But it's really all about being prepared, because if you have boots and a big jacket and gloves, when you get out of the water and you can put those on, like I said, it's really not uncomfortable. I don't know if it's just because you're the power of the mind and you're so distracted.
Adrenaline. I would think.
Yeah.
For me, adrenaline would be flying, man.
Yeah. But I highly recommend it. And if anybody has questions, they can feel free to contact me. I'll go into detail, but I can't say enough about the Norway orca experience, or anywhere really having the opportunity, even just to see them, like you said, from the surface. I mean, they're very interactive with boats as well, so it's a bucket list thing for everyone.
And
they
this
literally surrounded our boats, and I went to crying and handshaking where I couldn't even videotape them well. So seeing them in the water, I really just can't even imagine.
I read an article about a diver that was I don't remember. I think it was Hawaii, maybe. I'm not sure, but Hawaii comes to mind. But anyway, the diver had made eye-to-eye contact, and in the article, just went into great description about the feeling that they had once they made eye-to-eye contact. They were swimming with orcas as well. According to the diver, it went straight to his heart. When he made eye-to-eye contact, it was like a jolt to the heart, and it caused him to feel, I can't think of the right word. It's not humble, but it's along the lines of humble, very, very minuscule in the world, that all of your problems seem to be nothing in comparison to what you're seeing. So I would love to have that experience, but I don't know that I could. I don't know that I could do it.
Everybody can. You have it in you. Your body can. Your brain just has to catch up.
I'm afraid I'd be changing, if there is a thing, underwear.
I'd be in, Stephanie. Count me in.
But
awesome.
you know what? I'm thinking about it. Stephanie, my co-host this morning, Angelia. She does some diving as well, but I think, Angelia, you use diving gear, though, don't you? You use scuba gear?
You know, I'm a pretty decent free diver, not nearly like you, Stephanie, but I can, free dive 30, 40 feet with no problem at all.
Cool.
But
Wow.
Awesome.
I love to stay down there for 45 minutes or an hour with a tank. It's just so nice.
Yeah.
Well, if you ever get down to the Keys, Stephanie, there's a lady down there that can show you around, and who's got a little bit of experience.
With you.
Yeah.
I would love that as well. Some exciting news on my end too. I just actually bought a 46-foot liveaboard catamaran with one of my good friends and business partners. So starting end of February, we're going to be sailing it over. I'm currently studying for my OUPV captain's license, and we're going to be sailing over to the Bahamas to focus on ocean conservation, marine conservation, sustainable living, and do some fun adventures over there. So open invitation to you guys over in the Bahamas.
Yay.
Get
that captain's license, girl.
Yeah. I'm in the process of studying. I've been driving boats my whole life, but this is a pretty big undertaking. Lots to learn.
I have no doubt in my mind that you're going to fly through this thing, only because of the experience that I've had with you so far. And that experience tells me when you're focused, you just go. Anybody that can get in front of a 12-foot shark and pet them, there's something special about that individual. And then turn around in the next picture and be with the 10 or 11-foot gator, hanging around with a gator.
Yeah.
So I have no doubt in my mind, you set your mind to it, you will get it done, and you'll do it with flying colors. No question whatsoever. What I want the listeners to know is this young lady's beautiful on the outside, but where her beauty comes is from the inside. She cares about our planet. She cares about the environment. She teaches other people how to be responsible with our resources. And, of course, for her, the greatest resources is the water. But she takes the time. The greatest gift that you can give somebody, this is my personal opinion, we never know how much time we got on this planet. So the greatest gift that you can give somebody is of your time. And to teach them during that time is among the greatest thing that you can do. And this is what this young lady does. Go look her up. I promise you won't be let down. You can find her in a variety of places. The easiest place that I can think of right now is Facebook. Where else can they find you, Stephanie?
Right now on Instagram as well. So Instagram, my name is Freediver Steph. STEPH, and then in the near future we'll be putting a YouTube channel together for the boat for anybody who wants to get more intimately involved with ocean conservation, whether it's hands on deck or just by following the journey. And the name of our boat is Sail La Vie. So that's coming up, but right now Freediver Steph is where you can see everything.
And congratulations, by the way, on the catamaran. I saw the post about that. I know that was that took some doing. So congratulations on that. And I know you'll use that for the betterment of everybody. This is what I enjoy about people like you. It's a selfless thing instead of a selfish thing, which seems to be predominant nowadays. It's a selfless thing with people like Stephanie. You'll find that a lot of the stuff that she does is really as a servant. She acts as a servant to many people, and I'm grateful for that. Angelia, by the way, is very much along that line. I think of some of the things that she's done. She's a teacher. She's somebody who likes to be around people who are willing to learn, and she's willing to teach, whether it's fishing or a related subject. So that's why I enjoy having you guys around. You're great people. You're inspiration. All right, we're kind of running down on time. I want to give you an opportunity to get anything out there that you want before we leave you, Stephanie. Any other information you want to get out there, go ahead and do that now.
Thank you. No, I don't really have anything else other than just thank you for having me always as a guest on Angelina. It was so great speaking with you. And both of you, can't wait to dive with you hopefully in the near future, whether it be in Norway or the Keys or the Bahamas. And if anybody has questions for me or wants to get more involved in some of the projects we're working on, feel free to reach out. The more it takes an army, so I'm always open to partnering and working with people.
All right, well, Angelia, let me give you an opportunity to say goodbye to her, and we'll go to break. Thank you, Stephanie.
Yeah,
thank you, Angelia.
Yeah, really. I'd love to meet you. I'd love to dive together.
Awesome. Thank you both. Have a great day.
All right.
You too.
All right, here we go, my friends.
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show with your host, Scala Stevens. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Laser Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
Do you have an unusual pet? Did you know that the Rainforest Clinic in Loxahatchee specializes in exotic pets? They see pets that other vets don't. Parrots and chickens, ducks, geese, turtles, snakes, goats, pigs, lizards, and even monkeys. Are you a beekeeper? Dr. Clubb, the first of her kind in the area? Yes, she takes care of bees as well. Dr. Susan Clubb has decades of experience and known around the world for her reputation as a premier avian vet. Located at 3319 E Road in Loxahatchee, just a short distance north of Okeechobee Road, you will find a modern clinic with in-house labs, which allow you to get your test answers quickly. You can find them online at www.susanclub.com. That's www.susanclubb.com. Or you can reach her at 561-795-4878. It's Dr. Susan Clubb. That's 561-795-4878. The Rainforest Clinic located in Loxahatchee. 561-795-4878.
Being a dad is an adventure full of special moments.
A cruise?
Surprise!
Unexpected moments.
I got this.
And even awkward moments.
Okay, Dad, thank you.
But every moment you spend with your kids, even the smallest moments, can make the biggest impact on your child's life. So take a moment to be a dad today.
Thinking of moving? Before you do anything else, call Diane Whittick. She provides a concierge service. Things like having your home or condo packed and shipped, even take care of your home repairs or upgrades. Diane has the expertise to get it done. As a seller, you will have constant contact. She will furnish you with bids on any services that might need completion: air conditioning, plumbing, handyman, and even cleaning. Living up north and have a home to sell here in South Florida? Just give her the keys, address, and a signature. Your payment will be wired when the property is sold. That's right, Diane does it all. Thinking of buying? Diane has great listening skills. Tell her what you want, give her your budget, and like a genie, she will make your real estate wish come true. There's no regrets when you choose Diane Whittick. To reach Diane, call 561-247-5478. That's 561-247-5478.
While other stations just talk a good game, we win it.
Hey, sounds like somebody's having a lot of fun.
Oh, I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing in Florida when the sun shines all day. I just caught me a grouper. So I'm fishing in Florida. Oh yeah, fishing in Florida.
Good morning from the Sunshine State. Broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fishing in Florida Show. Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. on the WCET FM network. And now, here's your host, Riscala.
All right, good morning to you. If you're just joining us, not to fear, anything that you have missed will be up in the archives. You can find us on Facebook. Go to Facebook, look up the Fishing in Florida Show. Give us a like. That makes us relevant in the searches. And you'll find a link there to all of our archives. So if you've missed anything so far this morning, it will be listed in the archive. And hopefully, shortly here, we'll have Betty Bauman on. Betty is with Ladies Let's Go Fishing. For me, fishing in my life was almost like a staple. It was like the glue that helped our family. We were small families, 4 of us. Fortunately for me, my mom loved fishing. And it was not uncommon for us to be 3 or even 4 days, 4 times a month going fishing all over the place. I grew up in Miami, and my dad would take us everywhere from the Keys. We would go all the way down to the Keys to Naples across the state. And there were many times when we would go fishing. It would be I call it a hero or zero. They didn't call it that, but we'd go fishing. If we didn't catch anything, he would break down and buy some fast food or something, a couple of hamburgers or something. But typically, we would go fishing. We would clean the fish. We would cook the fish, and we would enjoy it all as a family, all enjoying the same experience. And in a way, in my experience of life, that was a glue to help your family stick together. And my next guest, Betty, that's what she does. She works with ladies, teaching them all kinds of aspects about fishing, literally from tying the knot to sometimes even how to cook the fish. She doesn't leave a whole lot out. So let me welcome back my co-host, who is Angelia, the Florida Salty Cowgirl. Welcome back, Miss Angelia.
Thank you so much, Rascala.
It is an honor to have you on. I truly love your posts, and especially from this last summer. What an awesome bunch of pictures that was. And I'll welcome Miss Betty Bauman. She is with Ladies Let's Go Fishing. Welcome, Miss Betty.
Yeah, hi, everybody. Hi, Angelina. Good to be on the show with you. I'm working on the glue here.
Good morning, Betty. How are you?
Oh, fine, thanks. For everybody, Angelia, didn't you donate a really nice basket of lures and things like that for our Keys event a few years ago?
Yes, ma'am, I did, and it was such a pleasure. And I've been meaning to speak with you, so it's probably a good thing we hooked up this morning.
Yeah, well, it's people like Angelia that help Ladies Let's Go Fishing. All our supporters and donors make it possible, because we work year round. I'm working right now on our freshwater seminar raffle, putting things in buckets, trying to decide what the ladies like to win, because not only they attend the seminars and learn and practice and go fishing, but we have a lot of fundraisers for them to go home and start their fishing collection, because now they're really excited about the sport, and they need lures and fishing trips and artwork and things like that to keep them motivated.
Well, I have to interject. Betty, I attended your event, like you said, a couple of years ago, and it was absolutely wonderful. And I've just been busy and traveling, and I got your email recently with your lineup of your events for 2020. And any of the ladies out there interested in fishing should really check it out, because Betty has an amazing lineup for 2020 with all kinds of different things. And I'd love to get involved with you. So, yeah, the ladies that want to learn how to fish in a really nice, comfortable environment with a lot of other ladies and lady instructors and ladies that are like-minded, I highly recommend Betty's events. Really, really nice.
Well, thanks. And we try to get lady instructors. Sometimes there's more guys out there that will instruct than ladies, and the guys love it because they know the ladies will listen to them and heed what they say. So we mix it up, and we work hard because we cover the Gulf Coast, the Atlantic Coast. We go north to Tampa and St. Augustine. We go south to the Keys. We have Fort Lauderdale, Fort Myers, freshwater, and you never know what we have up our sleeves. And we have the cooking class in Fort Lauderdale coming up in a few weeks.
Well, you didn't leave
to cook fish.
You didn't. You didn't leave a whole lot out. Now, that's what I said. She covers pretty much all the bases.
I spend more time working than fishing, but I do that so that other people can enjoy the sport and have things to do with their families that are meaningful.
Freshwater, saltwater, and am I mistaken? You also actually have classes too, right? Where they discuss theories and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, and that's a big part of it. Sometimes it depends on how long the event is. It could be 2 hours, 3 hours of class, as long as we can have them sit, and not just how to fish, but how do you find the fish? What do you use to get the fish? How do you use that equipment? What happens when you get the fish? And then what do you do after you get the fish? So, we teach strategy, fishing basics, conservation too. So they realize that the marine resources are finite and need to be protected and preserved, and how to be responsible anglers. Then most classes we have the hands-on where they can actually sit with the guides, That's what makes us different than all the other seminars. They sit with them at tables. They get to talk to them. They get to practice their skills, knot tying, lure rigging, outside net casting, sometimes, usually spin casting, sometimes fly casting, sometimes trailer backing, depending on the space we have where we are. And then and then we have the networking, so they can go to a party and meet the other ladies and bond with them. And then we have the fishing part, so that they have a chance to practice what they learned on the water.
That is awesome.
And realize how much more there is to keep learning and have confidence to go after it.
That is awesome, Miss Betty. I got to tell you, I love it. It's building relationships. For me, it's always been about building relationships and relationships that benefit everybody, and that's the kind of thing that you're describing. I know that there's a lot of single moms out there, and they're trying to raise their kids, and they're inundated with technology. One of Robert's favorite sayings is, "Put down the Xboxes and pick up a tackle box." Fishing can be as expensive as buying a brand new car, or it can be as inexpensive as going to a McDonald's. It's just up to you. The end result is, for me anyway, when I go fishing, it brings about a calm and a peace and just a feeling that it's just difficult to put into words. I know Betty knows what I'm talking about. I'm absolutely certain Angelia knows what I'm talking about. It is a feeling that comes over you that you just can't really put words. I can't put words to. And in a way, kind of, sort of, in a way, it's like an addiction, because you're changing your whole mindset when this is going on. And it's just, again, it's hard for me to find words to properly describe it, but it is something that was an integral part of my life growing up. And as a result of that, I love doing the show. I learned something this morning. Again, every time I do the show, I learn something. I didn't realize there were different thicknesses in wetsuits. I just figured that when Stephanie said that a few minutes ago. So I'm constantly learning. Don't be afraid to admit that you don't know something. Because there's plenty of people out there like Betty who there is no dumb question for her. Any question is important, regardless of how silly you may think it is. She'll show you how to resolve it, whatever, if it's fishing related. She'll show you how to resolve that. And like she just mentioned, I mentioned earlier, she's going to show you how to cook them. So when is the cooking thing, Miss Betty?
That's February 27th in a cooking school in Lauderdale by the Sea with different stations. So
Wow.
One station is going to be cooking snapper with curry sauce. Another station is going to be cooking almond pilaf. And then we have another station will be doing a rum topping for ice cream.
Ooh.
And I learned at the last cooking class, and it's at Lenore Ryan's school up in Lauderdale by the Sea. And they have like a wine bar and bring out appetizers. So there's networking going on too.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to eat the fish we just cooked.
Yummy.
And I learned something at the last one that changed, after all these years, still changed the way I cook fish.
Cool. You want to share that?
Yes, I can do it briefly. I used to, whether I put panko or just put the plain fish with nothing on it, I used to put it in the pan with olive oil and butter and the garlic and everything and just cook everything together. Now I only use the olive oil because that's the hottest. And I cook the fish, as high as the heat I can get it without, boiling the oil. Cook it on each side, take it off. If it's a big piece, I stick it in the oven. Small piece, I just let it sit. Just before I take it off, that's when I put the garlic, the capers, and everything. And as soon as the fish comes out, I put a little bit of butter to give it that buttery flavor, and a squirt of lemon or squeeze of lemon. And I just swirl that for just about a minute or so until the garlic, starts turning brown. And then I spoon that over the fish instead of cooking the fish in it. And it's just that little buttery lemon flavor that when you mix it up and put it on the fish, it's restaurant quality.
Wow.
It's so good. And then the fish also is not overcooked when you're waiting for, everything else to cook up.
Good. Well, thank you. There's a tip on how to cook your fish. I didn't think about that. I did like you did. I mix it all together and cook it. I'm going to try that next time I do it. Go ahead, Angelia.
That sounds absolutely delicious.
Yeah, and it's so easy. I mean, it was just all the timing. It just changed the way I time things, and it made such a difference in the flavor with the buttery, lemony, kefir, garlic. You put anything, whatever you're going to put on the fish, do the topping second.
It almost sounds like a piccata.
Yes. Well, you don't have to put the kefir. Sometimes, especially with tuna fish, I just do garlic because that garlic takes that like tuna-y taste out of the fish. That little garlic on the top.
Wow.
Yummy. Sounds fantastic.
I'm sitting here thinking, I'm sure you've heard, let's have breakfast for dinner. I wonder if we could have dinner for breakfast. Whip out, because I want
thinking the same thing. She's
after
making me
all,
hungry.
After all of this, I'm wanting some fish and some lemon. Oh, my mouth is watering.
Hey, you go down the Keys, and a lot of the restaurants have, eggs with fish on top in the morning, or things with fish.
Shrimp and grits is my favorite.
Wow.
What's that?
Shrimp and grits is my favorite
Shrimp
down
and
here.
grits.
Oh, yeah. I like the Shrimp Shack.
Yes,
and they cook and Lazy Days and Shrimp Shack has a great
shrimp and grits
recipe for fish with a tomato, a garlic tomato topping.
Holy smokes! I can't have the two of you on too often because my mouth is watering and all I can think I'm envisioning all of these things in my mind.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I'll just make bruschetta and just put it on top of the fish too, or just serve it on the side, mix the fish in with it, because that's just a nice taste alternative, and they taste good together.
Wow.
Hey,
it's easy.
Don't forget about eggs and lobster down here this time of year.
Eggs.
Oh yeah.
You guys,
you
really
this time of year.
Rub it in, I'll tell you.
Yep, eggs Benedict with lobster on top.
Lord have mercy.
Yes, I'll go out for breakfast.
So, Miss Betty, on the 27th, I think you said it was, there's going to be a cooking thing on the 27th?
Yeah, and I'm asking the ladies to sign up about a week and a half in advance because we have a minimum that we have to do for it. And last year, the minimum was just made like right before, and they have to order the food, and also they have multiple instructors as well.
So if they want to get involved with that, how does somebody get involved with that?
They can just sign up on the website at www.ladiesletsgofishing.com. Same goes for the fishing, these seminars with fishing too. If they want to fish, they need to sign up early because those guides are not just waiting. They will take another. If it gets close and I don't have them, their boat full, they'll take another charter.
Yeah, they have
so
to.
If you wait too late, I'm going to say, hey, I don't have any boats for you now.
Yeah, that's how they make their living, and that's what they have to do. I'm sure if they could, I'm sure they'd wait around to the last moment. But it's totally understandable.
It can't cost them a charter. These guys work hard for a living, and they have bills to pay and families to feed.
So the 27th, and then after the 27th, I seem to remember something happening in March. Am I wrong?
Yeah, well, and actually I have the freshwater bass for peacock bass in Dania Beach this next weekend.
Oh.
And I'm working on that right now. That's pretty much full. And in March 21st to 22nd, I have the inshore seminar in Fort Myers at Bass Pro Shops. And then I come back to South Florida in April, last weekend of April, for the 24th to 26th for the offshore seminar and offshore fishing. And then in June 5th to 7th, I have Learning on the Water with 2 days of fishing in the Keys and some fun prizes. And September 12th to 13th, I have an inshore seminar in Tampa at the boat show. October 23rd to the 25th, that's when I have our full Keys weekend seminar with the full seminar and Sunday fishing and also bonus Friday fishing. And then we go to surf fishing in St. Augustine November 21st with the golf cart tour of the Night of Lights when all St. Augustine sparkles with Christmas lights.
Wow. That is a
fishing and seeing the lights. Because ladies like to do more than just fish.
Heck of a tour.
And like I said, for everyone, all the ladies out there, I highly recommend Betty's events. Please attend one. You will not be disappointed.
Yeah, I try. I mean, all I can do is get the presenters and make it as good as I can. But you always walk away with things that you will learn, that you will use when you're out there fishing. And I learn something new at every seminar because each one's different and the speakers say different things.
Well, I want to thank you for taking time to call in, and you have certainly a full schedule going. If people want more information, it's ladiesletsgofishing.com. You can find them online. Register online with plenty of time, because if you're one of those that waits till the 11th hour, it may just be too late for you. And it sounds like an awesome time for ladies. And you guys, if you would mention to your lady that this is available, you know what? This helps the relationships. In my experience, it helps relationships between the two of you. You guys that love to go fishing, if you have a lady that's not so crazy about it, and the fish are ooey and gooey and they don't want to touch them, and they just may feel intimidated because they don't know what is involved. This is the way to do it.
You could buy your girl, an entry into one of Betty's events this year for Valentine's Day.
Great Valentine's gift.
Yeah.
And also, if they want to come and learn as a couple, a woman can register her guy, because, sometimes two minds work alike. And we encourage women to bring teens, and they're like almost half off for the woman and the teen. Because we want to see more families and teens get out there and have them as a package unit.
Thank you. I greatly appreciate that. All right, we're up against a break. Betty, thank you so very much. God bless you, my friend. Wish you an awesome day. We will be right back.
Great.
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show with your host, Scala Stevens. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Being a dad is an adventure full of special moments.
A cruise?
Surprise!
Unexpected moments.
I got this.
And even awkward moments.
Okay, Dad, thank you.
But every moment you spend with your kids, even the smallest moments, can make the biggest impact on your child's life. So take a moment to be a dad today.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Laser Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
Want to give your pet the celebrity treatment? Have you heard of Hollywood Pet Grooming and Care in Royal Palm Beach? They're located just off State Road 7 and have been servicing the area for 14 years. Hollywood Pet Grooming and Care is the home of the Blueberry Facial, also specializing in tartar removal with 8 years of assisting in dental procedures. Hollywood Pet Grooming and Care? They're more than just about dogs. They are the only experienced cat groomer in the area. They also cater to all breeds and sizes and open 6 days a week. Hollywood Pet Grooming and Care, located just north of the Super Walmart in Royal Palm Beach. You can find them at 250 Business Parkway. They specialize in shampoos with no extra charge. Flea and tick dips also available. Hollywood Pet Grooming and Care. You can give them a call at 561-793-9992. They also provide gift certificates for those looking for that special present. Hollywood Pet Grooming and Care. 561-793-9992. They're located in Royal Palm Beach. That number, 561-793-9992. Call for your appointment today. 561-793-9992. Hollywood Pet Grooming and Care, where your pet gets celebrity treatment.
Do you have an unusual pet? Did you know that the Rainforest Clinic in Loxahatchee specializes in exotic pets? They see pets that other vets don't. Parrots and chickens, ducks, geese, turtles, snakes, goats, pigs, lizards, and even monkeys. Are you a beekeeper? Dr. Clubb, the first of her kind in the area? Yes, she takes care of bees as well. Dr. Susan Clubb has decades of experience and known around the world for her reputation as a premier avian vet. Located at 3319 E Road in Loxahatchee, just a short distance north of Okeechobee Road, you will find a modern clinic with in-house labs, which allow you to get your test answers quickly. You can find them online at www.susanclubb.com. That's www.susanclubb.com. Or you can reach her at 561-795-4878. It's Dr. Susan Clubb. That's 561-795-4878. The Rainforest Clinic located in Loxahatchee. 561-795-4878. Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
While other stations just talk a good game, we win it.
Hey, sounds like somebody's having a lot of fun.
Cast it in the water, I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark, I'm fishing and blowing on. When the sun shines all day. They call me a grouper, so I'm fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah, fishing and blowing on.
Good morning from the Sunshine State. Broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fishing in Florida Show. Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. on the WCET FM network. And now, here's your host, Riscala.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. If you're just joining us, not to fear, we will have an archive set up later today, and you can catch up on anything that you missed. In the meantime, I want to make sure that we give a special thanks out to our affiliates who have been so kind to simulcast our show for us. WCET, our home network, 101.7 Columbia Talk Radio. HighPoint Radio out of New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania, 1690 AM. KYAH, 540 AM out of Utah. And our newest affiliate, who we are so very grateful for, YACHTRockMiami.com. Smooth grooves all day long, all night strong. I was listening to their station the other night. Really nice music on there. So if you're looking for a place to, have some relaxing music, that's the place to go. YACHTRockMiami.com. And they are a tune-in station, so if you have the tune-in app, you can find them on TuneIn. Just go there and find Yacht Rock Miami, and there we go. All right, we are back. This morning I have Angelia Swanson. She is the Florida Salty Cowgirl, also known as the Florida Salty Cowgirl. With me as a co-host this morning. Welcome back, Miss Angelia.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
We mentioned one of the things that you had done. Betty had mentioned that you had donated some lures, and I wanted to make sure that we mention to the listeners that you hand make lures. You make them, each and every one of them, right? Am I right? You hand make each and every one of them.
Each and every one by hand. Yes, sir. I was blessed enough to have a wonderful, wonderful mentor in my life who was old school, because a lot of people don't hand tie lures anymore. And mostly we're talking about trolling skirts for ballyhoo and mahi rigs, all trolling lures. But anyway, I was blessed enough to have a mentor in my life that's no longer with us, Peter Camarano from JCam Lures. And he took the time to take me under his wing and teach me this very antiquated trade because everything's so mass-produced these days. And he taught me how to tie these lures by hand and how to make different designs and come up with different things. And I was very blessed in that regard. And yes, I've got an order right now for a bunch of custom lures for a tournament team.
Oh, cool.
And that's really fun for me. Yeah. I'm in several of the tackle shops throughout the Keys and as well as on the Gulf Coast of Florida. And I take much pride in it. So anyone who's interested in some trolling lures, or even if you have a great idea that you'd like to have somebody make it for you so that you can try it, I'm totally in. I love making custom designs. So yes, please get in touch with me if you're interested in the custom trolling lures. I have a really good time with it. And they're effective, Riscala. That's the one thing. I post pictures constantly. They're effective. They catch fish.
Yeah.
That makes me very proud. So.
Well, I mean, you know what works and what doesn't work because you use them.
Every single part of everything I use is made in the United States. And I do a lot of donating for different veterans tournaments or ladies tournaments or things like Miss Bauman's, events for the ladies. And I like to get the word out there and have people try different things. So these lures are just effective. They're really great.
This is why I enjoy and promote locally owned, family-owned businesses, because typically they give back to the community And they are far more flexible than these very large corporations. I think about, I had an issue with my cell phone, and I had to call my provider. And I'm not kidding you when I tell you I spent at least 40 minutes on the phone, and by the time it was all done, I was more frustrated than I was before I made the call. When you're dealing with a small, locally owned business, a family-owned business, typically you get your answer right away. It's not a runaround. I have to check with this person or that person. The answers come pretty quick. Service is second to none because small family-owned businesses understand that you're not just a customer. You're part of the family. You are going to help support that family by purchasing whatever it is that they're doing, whether it's a service or a product or whatever that might be. You're actually helping support them. Go ahead.
Yeah, and really in this marine industry of ours, especially in Florida, we're so tight-knit that it's really a lot about creating relationships too. It's a really, really nice networking of things, and using the local companies is beautiful. I mean, like I said, everything's bought in the USA, everything's handmade. It can be handmade to your specifics. It's all about creating relationships. Once you do business with somebody in this industry, it usually stays with you, so it's a really nice thing. I definitely support all of your local businesses, your local tackle shops, your local lure builders, your local rod builders. It's very, very important for the industry.
And something else that you mentioned that doesn't seem to be happening as much as it did as I was growing up, and that was the passing on of skills. We don't seem to be doing that. Everything seems to be automated, and we got to make it cheaper so we can make more profit. And you said old school, and to me, old school means doing it the way that we know has worked for years and years and years.
I'm going to say a really crass statement. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay. and I was super, super lucky in my life, super blessed, because I had some what I call old school salts take me under their wing when I was very, very young and create this passion for me. And someone like Pete coming along in my life was really amazing. That was unexpected. And for him to pass on this trade that we literally would sit at the boat shows together tying lures, and we would draw a crowd because you just don't see people doing it by hand anymore. And it's so interesting to want something made, and the person sits right down there for you in front of you and makes it for you. And it's just a really spectacular thing. And yes, the trades have really gone away, and there's so much being ordered from out of the country and like you say, production made. So it's really special. Plus, there's silly little things for Scala, like let's say you have a favorite trolling skirt that you're using all the time that you've bought from us, or from me, I should say now. But and you get a wahoo that comes through and hits it really hard and cuts off half the skirt, but the head's intact. You send the head back to me, and I tie a new skirt on it for you. Cool. And there you don't spend another $40 on a new lure. So there's little perks to dealing with the smaller businesses and creating those relationships that I truly believe in. It's very important for our industry here in Florida. And
each lure being handmade is kind of sort of like each lure is an original, because they're not being mass produced. Each one is individual among itself.
I call it imperfect imperfection, because everyone is just a little tiny bit different from the last one. So there are no two that will ever be identical. And that's a beautiful thing. It really is. It's nice.
So now that that you've learned this skill, you got anybody you're going to be able to pass this on to?
I certainly hope so. I've got a long time to do this yet, so I'm hoping that sort of like Pete and I's serendipitous relationship that just karmically happened and was just beautiful. I'm really hoping that I find someone that comes into my life like that, that's young and passionate about the sport and passionate about the lures and helping people. So I'm hoping so. I'm always looking.
I think with your personality and the ability that you have to meet different people, the odds of that happening are pretty high. Because
there are a lot of little kids out there that are just awesome fishermen and are passionate about it. I've seen some of the cutest little kids lately I could ever imagine. A little boy about 7 years old on the stern of the boat who was just a pro. And I mean, I see yellowtailing like a grown man. He knew exactly what he was doing and catching big fish, and had nobody but a mother there with him kind of overseeing.
How heartwarming.
Oh, he was dressing the dress, talking the talk, walking the walk, and I kept teasing about next week he'll have his own fishing show, and it's somebody like that I'd love to take under my wing. But
how
there's
cool
some
is
great
that?
kids out there that can't wait to drop a line in the water, and they just make my heart warm. I really like that a lot. And there's definitely an up-and-coming generation for us to look forward to. Thank God.
It seems, at least to me, it seems like in the last year maybe, there has been more recognition in the importance of teaching skills, because prior to that, when there's been this heavy push, you got to go to college, you got to be a university, you have to have a degree, blah, 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 blah. And the skill set, whatever that might be, anything from construction to a chef to learning how to tie a lure, that has kind of gone by the wayside along the years. And now I see, what appears to me anyway, a recognition of the importance of this. This is vital, that we pass these skills down to other people. Otherwise, they'll be forgotten and long gone. And, we'll lose something that's very, very precious. And that's the ability to utilize what God has given us, our hands and our body, to make something for someone else. That's pretty cool in my book. Anybody that can use their imagination.
Our personal creativity, Riscala, that should be explored always, Yeah. To be able to create something that's kind of arty and functional and use your imagination is really fun. Warping your designs just a little bit every year and for every different fish, and it's really fun. It's really it stimulates your mind. It makes you have to be creative, and it's fun.
And then we have the commitment on the other side of it, where you mentioned that everything is made in the United States. She could probably make a little more profit if she got it from somewhere else, but again, it's the commitment to giving back. We want to make the country better. Well, let's buy from people who are making it in our country. Not that it's awful to buy from, out of the country, but we're always talking about trying to make our country better. Well, if you make the country better, buy from within the country. There was a time when the three letters USA, if you wanted quality, then you just look for whether it was a tool. I remember in my day it was tools. I had a lot of automotive tools. And if it didn't say made in USA on them, I didn't buy them because there were just too many problems with the other stuff. That kind of went by the wayside. And I see that slowly coming back now, the importance of make that your preference whenever possible. I know it's not possible on everything, but there's a lot of things that you can do that you can buy made in the USA. If it's a family-owned, locally owned business, that should be your highest priority. If Company A, which is a family-owned, locally owned business, makes a widget, and Family B, which is a large corporation, makes the same widget, that family-owned business really should be your first priority, because 63 cents out of every dollar that you spend typically stays within the area when you buy it from a small family-owned company. When you buy it with a big corporation, less than 40, I think it's 40 or 43, I may be off a couple of pennies, but it's considerably less. So everybody benefits. This is the kind of thing I like to promote. Everybody wins. And that's when everybody wins, I'm part of everybody. So in a way, it's kind of like being selfish,
It's not selfish. It's selfish for your own community, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
Pete, I can't ever say enough about him, but Mr. Pete Camarano, he was a veteran, and he very, very much believed in keeping everything, all of his products made in the USA. And yes, we could do it a lot cheaper, and we could do it more production style, but why would you do that? And I just kind of had to play heck for a few days trying to get some particular supplies ordered within the U.S., but I will always commemorate Pete and the rest of my community and keep that all made in the U.S. and all locally bought, locally owned, and I think it's very, very important.
Everybody wins in a situation like that. That does, really, this country was built on the back of small companies, and typically they were family owned, and for the longest time they have been driven out for a wide variety of reasons. And some of it is for good reasons, unfortunately, for those families, but a lot of it is just for profit, the sake of profit. And I have this focus in my life that there's more to life than just profit. And the profit, financial profit, because there's always profit of some kind. But I'm kind of referring to financial profit. There's more to life than financial profit. That's why I love fishing. You go out to, all that goes by the wayside. You're out there fishing and you're enjoying what God has given us, a beautiful ocean. If you're an offshore person like I am, the weather that we have, especially on a day like today, my gosh, today would be a dream day. To be out there, so to enjoy all of that instead of the artificialness of it, because we're surrounded by all this artificial life. You know, everywhere you turn, you've got cameras. Everywhere you look, you've got somebody with a smart device. And you go out to dinner, everybody's looking at a smart device. You got a human being 2 feet away from you, and you can't have a discussion with them. So gradually, I'd like to see us going back to the good old Mother Nature stuff, enjoying what God has given us, and putting down the technology for a little while, and picking up, like Robert says, putting down the Xboxes and picking up a tackle box and going out there and enjoying it. There's just something, for me, there's just something about it. And this is why I'm so passionate about trying. You find something that you like, or you find something that tastes good, you want to share it with somebody else, right? Am I right?
Absolutely. And, Rascala, I was raised a lot like you. My family planned I'm a Florida native, and most of our vacations were planned around different water events. And we did the scallop season every single year in the northern Gulf Coast. We did the lobster season, and my folks brought us kids. I was a small family like you of 4, and we spent every summer down in the Keys from Memorial Day to Labor Day, and it came through lobster season, and it was very important to us. Spent a lot of time on Tampa Bay, and that time you don't think about anything else in the whole world. Every single thing that's on your mind that you're worried about, that is troubling you, when you get out there on the water, you don't think about any of it. Yeah. It's just the most beautiful soul cleansing experience. And when you're raised like that, it's in your blood and you just can't get rid of it. Yeah. Thank goodness, that my parents were like that, because they really put a love in me early on that I just could never get rid of. I could not stay out of the water. I could not stay off a boat. and I thank them very, very much for it. But there's so many avenues. Like I said, even scallop season that'll be coming up this spring on the northern Gulf Coast. Families should take advantage of that. It's simple. It's easy. It's a bonding experience. Yes. It's fun. Yes. It's just really, really good stuff that we have available to us here in Florida. The possibilities are endless.
The bonding is the important part. The bonding.
Absolutely, right. Because you don't have any screens out there. You have each other to interact with in nature, and you never know what you're going to see. And it's just really a really good, like you said, bonding experience for the entire family or friends or couples, you name it.
All right, we're up against the break. Don't go away. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show coming out of Palm Beach County this morning. I have Angelia Swanson with me. She's the Florida Salty Cowgirl. Don't go away. Here we go.
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show with your host, Rascala Stevens. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Being a dad is an adventure full of special moments. Unexpected moments.
I got this.
And even awkward moments.
Okay, Dad, thank you.
But every moment you spend with your kids, even the smallest moments, can make the biggest impact on your child's life. So take a moment to be a dad today.
Thinking of moving? Before you do anything else, call Diane Whittick. She provides a concierge service. Things like having your home or condo packed and shipped. Even take care of your home repairs or upgrades. Diane has the expertise to get it done. As a seller, you will have constant contact. She will furnish you with bids on any services that might need completion. Air conditioning, plumbing, handyman, and even cleaning. Living up north and have a home to sell here in South Florida? Just give her the keys, address, and a signature. Your payment will be wired when the property is sold. That's right, Diane does it all. Thinking of buying? Diane has great listening skills. Tell her what you want, give her your budget, and like a genie, she will make your real estate wish come true. There's no regrets when you choose Diane Whittick. To reach Diane, call 561-247-5478. That's 561-247-5478.
Want to give your pet the celebrity treatment? Have you heard of Hollywood Pet Grooming and Care in Royal Palm Beach? They're located just off State Road 7 and have been servicing the area for 14 years. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care is the home of the Blueberry Facial, also specializing in tartar removal with 8 years of assisting in dental procedures. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care, they're more than just about dogs. They are the only experienced cat groomer in the area. They also cater to all breeds and sizes and open 6 days a week. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care, located just north of the Super Walmart in Royal Palm Beach. You can find them at 250 Business Parkway. They specialize in shampoos with no extra charge. Flea and tick dips also available. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. You can give them a call at 561-793-9992. They also provide gift certificates for those looking for that special present. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. 561-793-9992. They're located in Royal Palm Beach. That number, 561-793-9992. Call for your appointment today, 561-793-9992. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care, where your pet gets celebrity treatment.
While other stations just talk a good game, we win it.
Hey, sounds like somebody's having a lot of fun.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on when the sun shines all day. It just caught me a grouper. So I'm fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah, fishing and blowing on.
Good morning from the Sunshine State. Broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fishing in Florida Show. Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. on the WCET FM network. And now, here's your host, Riscala.
All right, we are back. It is the Fishing in Florida Show. Good morning. And thank you for taking time to allow us to share with you what we have. I always enjoy doing this show. Fishing for me was a vital part of a small family growing up. It was kind of like the glue that helped us stay together because in growing up, I learned that there's an attack on the family. There's a direct attack on the families today, and we need to do whatever we can in order to be able to keep our families together. Fishing is one of those things that happened to fall into my life that played a big part of it, and I want to share that with other people. This morning, I want to give thanks out to our home network, which is WCET FM 101.7 out of Columbia. Thank you, WCET. HighPoint Radio, 1690 AM out of New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. They're right there in the corner of all three. KYAH, Utah's Talk Authority, 540 AM. Thank you, KYAH. Greatly appreciate it. And our newest affiliate, a great big thank you to you, YACHTRockMiami.com. Smooth grooves all day long, all night strong. I listened to the station the other night, and they had really nice music on there, very mellow. Very pleasant, very easygoing. YACHTRockMiami.com. They also happen to be a tune-in station, so if you have the tune-in app, you can just go right there and find them at YACHTRockMiami.com. Thank you again, Yacht Rock Miami. This morning I have Angelia Swanson. She is the Florida Celtic Cowgirl. She is a professional captain, amongst other things, and she's down in the Keys sharing with us what's going on down there. Good morning and welcome back, Miss Angelia.
Good morning, everybody. So glad to be here.
And my next guest is Manny. Manny is, she's up, I think she's up north. Let me find out where you're. Good morning, Manny. Welcome.
Good morning. Yes, I'm in Jacksonville, Florida.
And that's kind of cool this morning, isn't it?
Little chilly, but the sun is cresting.
And did you do the tournament? What was it? The eggnog tournament? Did that complete?
Yes, the eggnog was phenomenal. I was able to raise again this year, along with my friend Lisa Fitzgerald, $5,000 for the CCA Youth Scholarship Fund.
Cool.
Which is always super gratifying.
Cool.
Lots of support from a lot of cool people and a lot of amazing companies, so I can't thank everybody enough.
And it was called the Eggnog Open Tournament. And where was this one held?
Every year I hold it on the 2nd December in Seenhatchee, Florida at Seahag Marina.
And if people want to get involved for the next one coming up, how are they going to do that?
I'll be posting all over social media, but it's open to anybody, artificial only. And I mean, it's just a blast. It's not a normal tournament because it is 100% charity, but I also, for like the auction and the raffles and things like that, But I do 100% payout, and it is all a professional, weigh in and all that stuff. So, and then this year I added a kayak division and had, 3 states of kayakers there, which was super cool.
Cool.
And then it turned out really good. They were all CPR, and it was awesome. Loved it.
Did you have Pam in that one? Pam Worth? Did she show up for that one?
She sure did. Love her.
Yeah.
She's a hoot. She's a great angler and an amazing person. I really like her.
Yeah. So I enjoy having people like you on again, because I've been saying pretty much all along the show this morning, it's a everybody wins kind of thing. This is one of those things where everybody wins. 100% of the proceeds go back to helping other people. And CCA, if you're not familiar with CCA, that's another organization that benefits everybody. The thing I like about CCA is they have this tournament that lasts, 3 or 4 months, all summer long. And there's one division of the tournament where you can literally win money by doing nothing more than picking up trash. I've never heard of anything so amazing. You go to the beach, you bring your 5-gallon pail with you, and while you're there enjoying the beach, you fill the 5-gallon pail, which take you a whopping 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, and enter that into a possible win. So everybody wins. That's the kind of thing that I like. And the tournament that we're talking about here, the Eggnog Open, everybody wins. I love it. I'm glad that you were able to do that. Anything coming up in the near future? I know the next one is going to be December, right? But anything before then?
The next one will be December, but the big news for the last couple of weeks is that the first Power Pole Pro tournament series came to Jacksonville.
Oh.
And my husband and Joe Wortham actually won it.
Wow.
And it was awesome. So they were super excited, and I was working the tournament with my friend Lori Goshwich, and it was really, really cool to be able to watch that. I'm normally his partner and have stepped aside for this series for Joe Wortham to fish. But so we leave on Wednesday. I'll be fishing the IFA with my husband. We've been tournament fishing for about 9 years. And so it was a blast to see that and to be a part of that. And it's a great series.
Well, congratulations on the win.
Oh, yeah. I took my half. No. Wait a minute. I didn't say I didn't pre-fish for it.
That's my kind of girl there.
Yeah. I thought, I grew up, and it was neat, your opening statement about how you grew up fishing. I grew up fishing, and I'm from South Texas, from Corpus Christi, and my parents got divorced, and my mom had 5 babies all a year apart, and she said, what the heck am I going to do? Well, we grew up fishing and crabbing and, with rotten chicken necks and all that stuff.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I certainly learned how to live off the land. And yes, I'm in agreement with you. I think that if more people, there's nothing like fishing. And if you don't experience it, then you don't have that, you don't get to feel what we feel. I mean, it is just a part of nature, and it is amazing. I mean, if something happened to our society or our world, I know that my husband and my son and I and our dogs, we can live off the land and feel comfortable doing that. I'm not into like the games and all that other stuff now, and we barely even watch TV unless it's fishing. And it's cold to fish.
I couldn't agree with you more about, all of the above. And like you said, there's so many things even besides fishing. There's the crabbing, there's the shellfish, there's diving. There's so many things even besides fishing to do to bond your family and to get out there and get things done. And once it becomes a part of you, it's a part of you. You can't get rid of it. It's a passion.
Oh, no.
It stays with you
Yes.
forever.
100% agree. And going back to your comment on the CCA Star Tournament, that's another, yes, the trash can tournament. So many things, though, and it all is about, yes, I mean, we are helping our environment. We are doing what we're supposed to do. We're teaching the youth. We're teaching double youth. We're teaching our generation and all the generations to come the importance of so much, and how wonderful it is, that we have this gift of even, being able to just learning about the ecosystem, learning about fish and different kinds of fish and baits and everything. It's really an amazing thing. I would rather see children and teach children how to do that than teach them how to text on their phone or play a game on the Xbox.
I agree.
Absolutely. And the one thing nobody's really mentioned that I absolutely live for is feeding your family fresh, organic food. Farm to table, fresh, organic food. So on top of this great activity you get to do, you get to come home and feed your friends and family farm to table, literally fresh, organic food. And you don't get an opportunity to do that very much in this life.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
We did that many times fishing as a family. I called it the Hero Zero thing. If you didn't catch, my dad would break down and buy some a little hamburger or something. But we didn't catch. We typically didn't eat, but it was rare. We would catch something. I would help clean it, and my dad would cook it. And again, it's right there. I don't know how much more fresh it could be. And there is something to be said about that versus have some commercially caught and then it's on ice for a while and then who knows how long before gets to you. And so there's something to be said about that. Absolutely.
I 100% agree with you. So yeah, I mean, next for me. Since the last time I talked to you, not to overstep, but I started another company. I have Tail and Toes, which is sun protection gear, but I also started another company with my girlfriend, Lori Gosswich, and we are doing tournament jerseys and all of this stuff called custom fishing apparel, and it's really cool. Have had a phenomenal response. We didn't incorporate until January 1, and we are just loaded.
Well, congratulations. So do you have a website for that?
We haven't even had time to build it yet. It's all done through just, it's from angler to angler. I think it makes a difference in angler's design.
Yeah, I agree. Well,
my concept was just wanting to do something a little bit less just bass and bringing some salt water into it. So that's what I wanted. So you'll see more cool. saltwater looking jerseys.
Well, Angelia was saying earlier, it's in the industry, you build special relationships, and that, you're just giving testimony to what she said earlier. It's like a huge community, and if we can help each other out, we do that. That's what we do. We help each other out. That's something I've always believed in. If you're here and you can help somebody, then by all means help somebody, because it's very possible you might be an answer to the prayer. You may not know that. But they may be needing your help at that time. And whether it's just teaching somebody how to put a hook on a line or, literally helping somebody. I was the kid that my friends made fun of because I would be the guy back in my day. We didn't have cell phones. And if I saw somebody that was pulled over on the side of the road, a flat tire or something, I'd pull over and help them. And I didn't do it for money. I wouldn't accept money. I just did it because they needed help and I was there to help them. That kind of thing. I've always believed that. So it's the kind of thing that I see going on in the fishing industry more and more. Angelia and I were talking about earlier how the skill of building a handmade lure had been passed on to her. It's old school kind, going back to that term, old school kind of thing, and that's what I see a lot of happening within the fishing industry. It's like a huge community, willing to help each other whenever possible, and it's great. I like that because that to me that's part of America. That's my America. That's the America I want to be involved in, where people are not afraid to step up and go, hey, listen, I can help you with that. I can do this for you. I can do that. Or other people who are not so close-minded and they're willing to admit, I don't know. Then, show me. I'm willing to learn. That kind of thing. And that happens continuously between these tournaments and things like that. We had Betty Bauman on, who works with the Ladies Let's Go Fishing. She teaches from A to Z. Here we have Manny, who is with the Eggnog tournament. Whatever she gets, she gives back 100%. So you can see that there's people in the industry that money isn't where it's all at. It doesn't have to be about money. It can be about something far more gratifying than having that money, and that is knowing that you have done something that helps other people. My gosh, no telling how many people you've helped with the $5,000, Manny.
Well, it was really cool. This past, I think it was September, I went to the CCA Star Banquet, the end of the year banquet, and I was able to hand a $5,000 check to a little girl, and I mean, it was very gratifying for me. I don't do it for that purpose. I just do it because that's how I was raised, and that's who I am. You know, I mean, we're all supposed to help. I mean, that's what makes the world go round. And
Amen.
unfortunately, it isn't like that all the time, and there's a lot of takers and not a lot of givers. But you know, you just keep doing you, and I think that is what makes a difference. And I'm with you. Old school rocks.
You know, I have a real big thing for old school, small time America, and we really need to get back to that more.
It's just something to be said about that.
Maybe we should all get together and start a website and call it Old School. You know, get it back to old school.
Yeah,
like a blog or something.
Yeah, small
regardless of whether.
Well,
yeah, it doesn't have to be fishing. It could be anything.
Yeah.
Local businesses supporting each other inside your own community and being self-sustaining. It's just
that's the
really
greatest. The greatest challenge for a small business is to be able to get the name out there, get the word out there, what you do, without having to spend everything that you have in order to be able to do that. That was the greatest challenge for me as a small business, to be able to get my name out there and who I am and what I do without spending literally everything I have, because I had tried that route initially and it came back to bite me, and you know where. It didn't work for some people. It works, but it just didn't work for my industry, and so I had to find another way. And that way that I found was very similar to what we've been talking about, and that was word of mouth. When I got a recommendation by a word of mouth, it was like a home run. It was almost like a done deal. So that's what that's what I like to promote here within this industry. Recommendations by word of mouth. If you're going to go down the Keys and you're going to go fishing down the Keys, I'm going to tell you straight up, it's going to be Angelia. You need to talk to Angelia. Especially if you're going to be in Islamorada. She knows the place like the back of her hand. Not only that, she knows what she's doing. If you're going to be up north and you want to get involved in a fishing tournament, and you know whatever money you invest in that fishing tournament goes, 100% of it goes back, you get a hold of somebody like Manny. And you can be part of this. This is when I said the 5,000 may have gone to one person, but look how many people were involved to get to that 5,000. And each of them knows that whatever I invested in this, 100% of that is going back in to help somebody. So it's not just a person who received the check. It's the person who helped the check become what it was to begin with. It's the person who helped put the thing on. It's you, and the people that are involved. That's why I say everybody wins. That's the kind of stuff I like. This is how we make everything better for everybody, where everybody wins. It's just something that has not been promoted much lately. I think it's gone by the wayside. And more, particularly in this industry, I find selfless people. And that's what I enjoy being around. I'm not going to apologize. I enjoy being around selfless people.
I 100% agree. I mean, but then you do have people that ask for things constantly, too, in this industry.
Yeah.
And you just kind of have to weave your way through and pick and choose. And
True.
I mean, with my Tail and Toads, I mean, I get asked all the time to sponsor this and do that and this. I started Tail and Toads. I don't go out on the road and push it. I started it in honor of my mom, who was killed. And so for me, I don't have sales reps and stuff. If somebody stumbles upon Tail and Toads, I make everything myself. If they want me to sew them a pair of gloves, then darn it, I'm just thrilled to do it.
God bless you.
I mean,
God bless
I don't go out there and bull haul it, because that's just not who I am.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the style. Love it.
Thank you.
I do mine exactly the same way, Manny. Exactly.
Again, it's handmade.
I think. And then you leave. My big thing is that when I get a letter back in the mail, like Captain Danny Barrow just sent me a letter in the mail, and he said to me, dear Manny, I mean, we're friends, but he didn't have to send me a letter in the mail. And it was handwritten, which is a rarity. And it was just something like, I don't have it right in front of me right now, but it was something like, thank you so much for all that you do for so many people. And, it's just so gratifying to me. It put a big smile on my face, and I tacked it up in my office, and I was like, you know what? That's what it's all about.
Amen. Yep. I love it. Well, as it happens, when we're always having fun, we're out of time.
Yeah.
Manny, thank you so much for taking time to call in, and thank you for doing the Eggnog Open and giving back to the community. And I'm looking forward to having you on again with some updates and let me know what else is going on. But I want to wish you an awesome day. I want to wish you an awesome day, and I want to give Angelia an opportunity to say goodbye to you, and then we're going to go to a quick break, and we'll be right back. Go ahead, Angelia.
Yeah, Manny, a pleasure to hear you talk this morning. I really like your style, really like your business. I can't wait to check out your tournament. And Steinahachie is one of my favorite places to go for scallops, so I'd love to hook up with you sometime.
Well, and vice versa. So, and find me on Facebook if we're not already friends.
Will do. Definitely.
All right.
Yep, that's Manny Altman. You can find her on Facebook. Okay, here we go.
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show with your host, Scala Stevens. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Being a dad is an adventure full of special moments.
A cruise?
Surprise! Unexpected moments.
I got this.
And even awkward moments.
Okay, Dad, thank you.
But every moment you spend with your kids, even the smallest moments, can make the biggest impact on your child's life. So take a moment to be a dad today.
Text and whatever. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers. But that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit AdoptUSKids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Laser Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
Want to give your pet the celebrity treatment? Have you heard of Hollywood Pet Grooming and Care in Royal Palm Beach? They're located just off State Road 7 and have been servicing the area for 14 years. Hollywood Pet Grooming and Care is the home of the Blueberry Facial, also specializing in tartar removal with 8 years of assisting in dental procedures. Hollywood Pet Grooming and Care? They're more than just about dogs. They are the only experienced cat groomer in the area. They also cater to all breeds and sizes and open 6 days a week. Hollywood Pet Grooming and Care, located just north of the Super Walmart in Royal Palm Beach. You can find them at 250 Business Parkway. They specialize in shampoos with no extra charge. Flea and tick dips also available. Hollywood Pet Grooming and Care. You can give them a call at 561-793-9992. They also provide gift certificates for those looking for that special present. Hollywood Pet Grooming and Care. 561-793-9992.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on when the sun shines all day. It just caught me a grouper. So I'm fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah, fishing and blowing on.
Good morning from the Sunshine State. Broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fishing in Florida show. Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. on the WCET FM network. And now, here's your host, Riscala.
All right, this is the final segment of the show. Good morning to you. If you're just joining us, not to worry. We will have an archive set up here shortly. You can go to Fish Florida Show, Fishing in Florida Show on Facebook, and you can find the archives links there. I want to thank WCET, our home network, for allowing us the opportunity to be on their network, 101.7 Columbia, HighPoint Radio, 1690 AM from New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania, KYAH, that of Utah, and our newest affiliate, thank you so very much, YACHTRockMiami.com, smooth grooves all day long, all night strong, Yacht Rock Miami. I was listening to their station the other night. It was really, really nice music. So if you're looking for something soothing and relaxing, that's a place to go. This morning I have Angelia Swanson with me. She is the Florida Salty Cowgirl. She's been generous with her time to share with me this morning and be a co-host. Welcome back, Miss Angelia. I lost you. Hang on. Okay, one more time. We'll come back.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Somehow I don't know how that happened, but won't worry about it. And we spoke about this young lady earlier this morning, Carolyn with the Atlas Trax. Welcome, Miss Carolyn. Thank you for calling in, my dear.
Oh, absolutely. Happy Sunday. It's a beautiful, crisp day outside.
Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely. We talked a little bit about Atlas Trax this morning and what Atlas Trax was with one of the other guests, and I said, yep, we're going to have her on later today, and we're going to talk a little bit about what she does. So what's the latest and greatest?
Well, the latest and greatest is we did a beautiful sailfish tournament yesterday with offshore angler Pompano Beach, and the only thing we caught was kingfish. So somebody didn't get the memo. But we pulled in on a spinner. I pulled in a nice 29-pounder, a nice 19-pounder, and believe it or not, the winner of the Calcutta for the kingfish was 66 pounds. It was a monster.
Holy smokes. Wow.
That was kind of fun. And I'll tell you, I know what you hear the term missing the boat. I know what that means now. We had a young lady, I was a guest angler on a elderly gentleman's 48 Buddy Davis, and he just likes going out and watching others fish, tournaments. And the girl that bought all the sandwiches and the food the night before thought we were leaving the dock at 7, was a little misinformed, and therefore she missed the boat and we missed the sandwiches. So we were hungry out there. They left without her.
Oh my! And so you couldn't land a sailfish, but you got your fair share of what was it? You got the kings.
We got some kingfish, yeah. And you know what? We are real good. We donate anything we catch back to the local charities, so we feel good about that. We smoke fish dip for all those. And you were talking about Atlas Trax. It was great. I was able, because my tracker it's so small, like you tell your listeners about the size of a credit card and about a half-inch thick. I brought one with me. So that way we had some real fun tracks to just share for social media, but everyone knew where I was. I was on a different boat that I'm not usually on. It was just good for safety. It was good for just having that peace of mind that, if I was overdue or didn't get back in time, folks could, check on me where that was. Even a 48-foot boat, things happen. You never know, engine trouble, things like that.
Yeah, that is a piece of technology that I would not put down. Like the Xbox, put the Xbox down. Well, this is a piece of technology. You're going to be out anywhere on a boat. You should have one of these with you. And like she said, it's the size of a credit card. It's a little thicker than a credit card, but the thing about it, you can slip it in your pocket. And God forbid something goes wrong. We never want anything to go wrong, but God forbid something goes wrong. You can be found literally like a needle in a haystack, literally, because of the ability of this technology and what it does. And there are no dead spots. This uses satellite communication, so it's all over the planet. Something like 10 feet, right, Carolyn? Within 10 feet?
Yeah, within 10 feet of where that asset is, whether it be a boat or an ATV or a snowmobile or a construction piece of equipment, it's within 10 feet of that. And if you can get close to that 10-foot range, you'll know latitudes and longitudes also. So if it's a water recovery of a stolen boat, you can put in those latitudes and longitudes and see a screenshot of a map and know exactly where to go. So that's really good. And I have to tell you kind of a funny story. We had a customer that needed one right away. He was leaving for the Bahamas in 3 hours. Must have it for insurance purposes in South Florida, or you can't get insurance.
Oh, wow.
And he was only in Palm Beach. He was so desperate for a tracker, we Ubered him one.
Oh my goodness. Again, awesome. Well, you're giving testimony to what I've been saying along in this show, and that is dealing with a locally owned, family-owned company. The service is of the utmost. People know that. And here you are saying this. Were you listening earlier in the show what I was saying about small businesses? Did you hear that?
Yes, I was.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And a small business is so critical in our area, any area across the country. And, I appreciate like Angelia and everybody that's out there, giving their all to make things better for the small business. It's amazing. And you said it even last week in our broadcast. It's so important to support small business.
This is the advantage of doing business with a small business whenever possible to do that. I don't know of any big names that do it. You do, but I'm sure if they were out there, well, we'll see if we can. Well, we're going to have to upcharge you. Oh, well, and I have to check with my manager, and you need to sign this form. Before it's all over, you're already late for leaving.
And I have to tell you, Riscal, I love the boat show. I used to do boat show booths, but they're too expensive for a small business. So I get so much business during the boat show because customers will call competitors and they'll say, "Oh, we're at the boat show. We can't help you for next week. We can get you a tracker." And that's my in. I'll drive one to somebody. I'll ship it. I'll put it on a one-day flight to get it to them.
Yeah. Wow. Well, it certainly is a piece of technology that is vital for us in different areas of our lives. Right now, of course, in this example is us being out on a boat. God forbid something happens out there, and it's possible. It's not. It wouldn't be the first time. I think of those the two young men a while back. I guess it's been about a year now. They left out of Jupiter Inlet nearby where I'm at, and these were kids that grew up on the water. And they were left in a small boat, if I recall. I think it was an aluminum boat, 15 or 16-foot boat, and disappeared. The boat showed up, and they never found them. I don't think they ever found their bodies. And it's sad.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
We had another unique situation, too, that I would never have expected. A customer in the Bahamas was running down a canal with his tracker. A swimmer got into the canal out of where he should have been, was hit, struck by this boat, was injured. Pretty severely, and only because did they have the tracker on board could they prove that they were in the canal area, in the channel where they should have been, and the swimmer was out of his area. So that's something, who would expect that kind of feedback? And the law enforcement did review his tracks.
That's really, really cool.
That is amazing. And what I find that's kind of jaw-dropping is all the data that you can gather from one of these things, where it's been, how long it's been there, latitudes, longitudes. Some of them, is it with every one of them that you can tell how high it is or how low it is, or is just one's made particularly?
If it's an aircraft, we program it a little bit differently for registering altitude, but every tracker, where it goes, is exactly the same details. And I'll tell you, we're big in the winter business now. So snow groomers have these trackers on their snow groomers. They're out in the middle of the night in blizzards, and they actually get paid by the mile by usually the states. So they need these reports to know how many miles they drove today or yesterday. When are they going to do the 100-hour maintenance on these big, huge snow groomers? So even with construction equipment or charter boats, we have a lot of charter boat guys that'll have 4 or 5 boats in Cabo, and they're running their fleet from Illinois because when the boats move, they get emails saying the boat's moving. They know their captain's taking the boat out.
Oh, cool.
Is the captain having a paid charter? Is the captain taking the boat out when they're not supposed to? So there's great management, fleet management, and charter vessels. We have sailboats down in British Virgin Islands. They've got a safety boat they have trackers on in case they have to move people around for emergencies. They have the big sailing charter boats that they have the trackers on so they know when they move, for maintenance and fuel cost. So not only theft recovery, which is why it's big here in South Florida, but so many other scopes that people ask us, can you do it? And we can tell them yes.
Yeah, the iceberg thing, I thought that was amazing. Tracking icebergs.
Right, absolutely. Launching these trackers on top of icebergs, knowing eventually they'll melt and fall into the ocean, and not a good result, but at least we're tracking the currents and the flows and the melting and how all that works. We even have trackers on buoys, I was telling you, to collect water samples in Lake Michigan. That way, if the buoy breaks free, they can know. And even Disney has trackers on their employee shuttle boats that go back and forth from their little private island.
Wow.
And they've asked me, can we put trackers on their navigational buoys, the entrance buoys for the harbor, in case they break away in a hurricane? I'm like, sure, we can do that. We'll put a solar tracker on there. You'll never have to change the batteries.
How neat. Well, we're all out of time, unfortunately. So before we go, I want to give you an opportunity. People want to find out more about what we've been talking about. How are they going to do that?
Sure, absolutely. Always my phone is on 24/7. They can reach me at 954-465-3743. Of course, go to atlastrax.com, ATLASTRAX. And we also have an Atlas Trax Facebook page that you can read stories about us and see what we're doing.
Carolyn, thank you. I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to having you back on with more updates, and I wish you an awesome day. It is a gorgeous day today.
Absolutely, and Angelia, it's nice talking to you.
You too, always.
All right, talk to you soon, tight lines.
So long. Angelia, before we go, I want to give you an opportunity. People want to reach you, Angelia. How are they going to do that?
They can always find me on any type of social media at Florida Salty Cowgirl, and my FloridaSaltyCowgirl.com page. With any luck, will be back up this week, and they can always reach me on my home phone at 610-0078. You can leave me a message or text me, and if I don't answer, it's because I'm out on the water.
How many business owners will give you their home phone number so that you can reach them? Angelia, thank you. It's been an honor and a privilege to have you on. Listeners, thank you. It's been an honor and a privilege to know that you're there for us. Greatly appreciate it. We'll be back in a week. In the meantime, here we go.